Hi there, this is Kevin Chang from Do Your Dream Work. In this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to build your online course on Podia. Now, Podia is one of the more popular online course platforms nowadays that seems to be getting more popular by the day. Now, I'm going to be doing this on Podia's free plan. And currently, you can do everything about building your course, setting up your course until you get to the point where you're ready to launch, ready for your audience members to purchase your course, but you do need to upgrade to their first level paid plan, their mover plan, to be able to actually publish your course and for people to be able to see and buy your course. Now, this is actually not a bad way to price it because now on their free plan, Podia is allowing you to fully experience the process of building out your course, your course's content in all the lessons. You also get a chance to experience the course area that your students will see. You'll be able to play your course videos on the video player. So again, in short, everything about building out your course to the point that it's ready to go live and ready to be sold, you can do on this free plan. So now, if you're by any chance new to online course platforms, or if you're new to Podia in particular, if you follow along with this video and you do the same step by step as I'm doing on the screen, you have no trouble at all building out your course, and you have your course content all organized and placed in the right lessons and locations. Alright, so with that said, let's get right into the process of building your online course on Podia. Alright, I'm on my Podia dashboard page. And this is the page that you'll see right after you sign up for Podia and every time you sign in to Podia. Alright, right before we get going here, just a quick reminder that I'm on Podia's free plan right now showing you this. And you can do everything that you need to do to build out your course structure, to upload your course content, do everything right up to the point where you're ready to sell your course. The only thing that you can't do on your free plan is the final step of publishing your course so that people can see your course on your Podia site and be able to purchase it. That's the only thing that you do need to upgrade to any one of Podia's paid plans to be able to do. But you can build out your course to the point where you're ready to sell it all on Podia's free plan. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do step by step in this video. Now, Podia has a typical, straightforward, two-level course structure that you're probably familiar with. Each Podia course is composed of sections, and within each section there are lessons. Now, if you're more familiar with the term module, and that's more familiar to me as well, in Podia, a section is the same as a module, just different terminology. Alright, now let's start building our course, and to do that you want to create it first. Now there's a purple create button on the right side of your dashboard page that you really can't miss, and you want to click that. Now, a course is one of the products you can create on Podia, so you want to choose product. A pop-up comes up and you just want to enter the name of your course. And don't worry if you aren't sure if this is the exact name that you want, because you can always change your course's name later on. I came up with an example course for the purposes of this tutorial called Training for Your First Marathon, and I'm just going to enter that here. Alright. Now, by default, online course is selected, and we are creating an online course, so we're all set. So just come down below and hit create product. And this brings you to the main page for the course that you just created. Now, right underneath the name of your course, there are 4 tabs. Now, this is on the left side of this page. The 4 tabs are lessons, details, pricing, and availability. Now, right after you first create a course, it's a good idea to go into the details tab because that has some basic information and settings about the course that you just created. So we're going to go into the details tab right here. Now, on the details page, you first see the name of your course that you just entered, and below that is asking you for an image for your course. Now, this image for your course is going to be shown anywhere on your Podia site where information about your course is displayed. and your image is also going to be displayed. And so you probably want to choose an image that's about the topic of your course. Now I have a marathon running course, so I'm going to add an image here that shows somebody running in it. Now there are two ways to add images on Podia. You can do choose image on the left side here, or you can do search images on the right side here. Now choose image is when you've got an image prepared, it's on your computer and you're uploading that image from your computer. Search images allows you to search the Unsplash site database of royalty-free images. And I'm actually going to do search images here. So click on that and the search box pops up and I'm just going to type running. And all these images appear right away in the drop down here below. And I'm just going to choose, this image. It says image updated. Right, next, description. You want to enter a description for your course. It's pretty self-explanatory. And this is information that's going to be shown anywhere on your Podia site where information about your course is displayed. It's going to tell your site visitors what they will learn from your course if they go ahead and purchase and enroll in your course. All right, then categories. Now you can assign a category to your course to help you organize if you have multiple courses. Now I'm going to create a category here called running. All right, we keep scrolling down and we come to options. Now the first option is certificate. So if you want to offer a certificate to your students for completing your course, Podia does offer this feature, but you do need to upgrade to a paid plan in order to do this. So on a free plan, the certificate feature is not available, and this is just reminding you that you need to upgrade in order to offer certificates. All right, comment visibility. In the course area, your students can ask you questions, leave comments, and other students of that course can see one another's comments there, and so can you, and you can answer their questions. And these are just 3 choices pertaining to the comments. You can keep the comments visible, you can hide the comments, and you can lock the comments. And locking the comments just means existing comments are still displayed there, but nobody can add new comments. Now it's usually a good idea to have the comments visible, because if a student asks a question and you answered it, other students might have the same question, and so you just answer once and they see the answer to that question. So it's a win-win. All right, the last thing on this page is integrations, and it says no integrations yet, and that's because I haven't integrated any yet. Now, apps that are available for integrating your Podia account with on Podia's free plan include an integration to Zoom, the popular video conferencing service, and the rest of the integrations are actually to various email marketing services. So it's a matter of integrating your Podia account with whichever email marketing service that you happen to be using. Since we don't need an integration with an email marketing service in order to build out our course and upload our course content, which is what this video is about, I'm not going to go over doing any integrations in this video. Now also, these are direct integrations that Podia has with these services, so they should be quick and straightforward to integrate. So alright then, that's all for the settings on our course details page. So we're going to go back out right now to the course's main page to start building our first section and our first lesson. And to do that, we scroll back all the way to the top of the page and we click on the Lessons tab. Alright, this is the Lessons tab. And if you scroll down, now since sections are the first level of your course structure here on Podia, you want to create your first section and then you create lessons within that section. So here toward the bottom of this page, you want to click Add New Section, the button to the right. And this brings us to the new section page. Alright, you just want to enter a name or title for your section. And sticking with the theme of my marathon course, I'm going to enter choose your running shoes as the name of this section. All right. All right, below here, you just want to enter a description for your section. Usually you just want to enter something fairly short. You just want to let your students know what they'll learn in this section. And I'm just going to enter. All right, you learn how to choose the perfect pair of running shoes for marathon training. All right, now we come to the last item on this settings page for a section, and that's delay. Now, delay is when you want to drip release sections of your course. So this is when you want to delay your students having access to a particular section. Now, this is the first section that we've created here, so we probably want our students to have access right away to this section. So this is more for the next section and the sections after that. So section 2 and 3, for instance. And one of the benefits of drip releasing sections of your course is you can keep your students focused on the current set of lessons and not be distracted by future lessons. So this is how you can control the pace of learning for your students. You can make sure that they have fully absorbed the material in this set of lessons first before they move on to the next section of lessons. Now, having said that, drip releasing is not the right way for every single course. So any course that you are creating and running, it's up to you to decide whether or not drip releasing and controlling the pace of learning for your students is the right way to go. So if you want to do that here, by default, it's available immediately. So if you want to delay this section, you just want to check section is delayed right here, and you can choose the number of days you want to delay this section. Now what's cool about this is that Podia will send an email notification automatically to your students when this section has become available. And you can also edit here the subject line and the body of that email that notifies your students that this section is now available. Now, just a note here that you can only delay entire sections of lessons within Podia. So you can't, for instance, if there are 4 lessons within this first section, you can't assign a different amount of time delay to the lessons within this section. They all have to have the same time delay. So again, all the lessons within the same section have the same time delay. All right, so that's all for the settings for this first section that we created. And you just want to be sure to hit save in the bottom right corner here, this purple button. All right, we're back out to the main page for our course. All right, now let's create our first lesson within this section and start uploading our course content. And to that, scroll down to the name of the section that you want to create your lesson in. Right underneath the name of your section, and here it's choose your running shoes, the one that I just created. There's an add new section button. You want to click that. And there are 5 types of content that you can add. And for the most part, they are self-explanatory. Now, if it's a file that you want to add that you've already prepared, it's on your computer, you're just going to upload it, you want to choose add files. So I've got a video that I want to add to this first lesson, and it's already on my computer. I'm ready to upload it, so I'm going to choose add files here. All right, it's right there. And we just wait for it to upload. All right, it just finished uploading. And you just want to click into the name of this video that you just added to enter some basic information about this first lesson. All right, this is the settings page for your first lesson. All right, this is the same drill. I think you recognize this now. You want to enter a name or title for your lesson here, and I'm going to enter. All right, importance of fabric and cushioning support. By the way, I'm just making this up. I'm not a marathon running expert. I'm just stating this up front in case any of you are. Alright, so below that is the name of the video that we just uploaded. And then below that, video options. So the first option here is asking you to add a thumbnail image for this video. It's good to have a thumbnail image to just identify the lessons to your students. So here, this lesson, the thumbnail image can just say lesson 1, importance of fabric, etc. So your students come along and they're looking to watch lesson 1 and they see this and they'll say, oh, this is lesson 1. This is a video for lesson 1, so I'm in the right place. So if you're someone who has ideas for the thumbnail image, go for it. Now, if you're someone who thinks that making thumbnails is a chore, just having the lesson number and title on a plain background, that can be your thumbnail. That will do. So I have a thumbnail image prepared for this video, so I'm going to upload it here. I'm going to click choose file. Alright, here it is. Alright, that's uploaded. Now below that, captions. If you want to add captions to this video and you have a captions file, you can upload it here. For the purpose of this video, I don't have a captions file, and so I'm going to skip this step. Alright, so below that, content. Now this is a simple and yet useful option. Now this is your familiar text editor box. So you can just click in here and start writing. Now this is a great way for you to add additional knowledge to this lesson for your students. Now first of all, you can write up a little description of what your students will learn in this video. But even more useful than that is you can share additional knowledge, share additional details about the topic of this lesson, and just add additional useful content to this lesson for your students. So as you can see, any given lesson doesn't have to be just about a video. You don't just have to have a video, an audio file, or any other type of content like that. You can also add additional content by just writing about it in the text editor. And you see the text editor in every lesson. And I'm going to hit the enter key here. So it'll go to the next line. I'll keep hitting the enter key. And as you can see, the text editor box just keeps expanding as I am doing that. So you can add and write up a fair amount of information here. Now what's even better is that you're not only able to add additional text to your lessons by typing here, you can actually add other types of content to your video, to this lesson. So if you, for instance, have a PDF file that fleshes out some details of something you talked about in the video, or this PDF file in some way complements the knowledge in the video, you can add that PDF file into this lesson. And I'll show you how to do that in just 1 second. First, let's go over the last two options for this lesson. So, and actually first, let me just type some description that I've prepared for this lesson into this box. Alright, I just entered something that I prepared. So now let's go below to options for this lesson. And the first one is visibility. Now, you can make this lesson visible to your customers, meaning your students, or you can hide this lesson from your students. Now, you might wonder, what's the reason I want to hide a lesson from students? They already paid, so they should see every lesson, right? So one of the reasons why you might want to hide one or more lessons from your current students is that you might be working on lessons for the next version of your course. And you're not done yet. There are still works in progress. So you want to hide them while you're still working on them from your students going through the current version of your course. That's just one reason, and there might be other reasons why you might want to hide certain lessons from your students. In any case, this is where you can select visible or hidden for this lesson. Now below that, store preview. Now this is where you can allow your site visitors, these are people who have not yet purchased your course, to preview or go through your lesson, this lesson, for free. Now, this is a great way for someone who's still on the fence about buying your course. They have probably experienced your free content and liked it. They're here on your Podia site, and they're probably leaning towards buying your course, but they still have some reservations. So being able to preview or try out this part of your course, this lesson, is a great way for them to be reassured that, yeah, this is the information that I want to learn, and this is the person I want to learn from. I like the way this person teaches, and so on. So if we allow our audience members to try out a part of our course, this lesson, for free, it just might convince them to come off the fence and make the purchase. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and enable this lesson for preview. Alright, and that's it for options and settings for this lesson we just created. And what you want to do is be sure to save, bottom right button again, hit the save button. To save everything that we just entered. Now anytime you want to take a look at what you've built so far, just look for the button with the 3 dots on it, like this one here with the 3 dots on it. Now as I understand it, it's also called an ellipsis, but I'll just call it a 3 dots button. So you're going to find the 3 dots button on your course's main page, which is what we're on right now, and also on your Podia dashboard page and possibly elsewhere on your Podia site. So as you click on the 3 dots button, the first option is always view as customer, meaning student. So let's take a look at what we've built so far, our first lesson with the video in it as a student. So click on that first choice and it'll pop up in a new window. Alright, we can clearly see the course hierarchy so far. Training for your first marathon, that's the course. And then our only section so far, choose your running shoes. And then underneath is our first lesson, which is importance of fabric and cushioning support. And if you click into that, this is the page for that lesson with the video in it. And the image of these running shoes and this person tying the shoes, that is the image that I picked out as the thumbnail image for this video. And let's click on the video to play it. Alright, that wraps up part 1 of my comparison between things. Alright, I don't know if you can hear it. The video is playing just fine. And this is just really just the video I'm using for demo purposes. So the video does play fine. And then below the video is the text I entered into that text editor. So as I mentioned, you can describe a little bit more what the video covers, and you can also add additional details and other lesson content to this lesson. And all of that should show up below the video right here. And that's all we've entered, and there are no comments yet. Obviously we're still building the course. So that's what it looks like right now. And we'll keep coming back to take a look at what we've built as we go along in this video. So let's go back to the course main page. Now I mentioned this earlier. What if you have a PDF file that summarizes some important information that was shown in that video in our first lesson? And this is information that your students will need to reference time and again, and that's why you put it in a PDF file. And this PDF file clearly belongs in that same lesson with that video. And so the question is, can you have more than one type of content within the same lesson? And the answer is yes. You can do it with that old school but also reliable text editor box. Alright, let's go back to our first lesson to do that. Alright, importance of fabric and cushioning support. That's our first lesson. So now scroll down to the text editor box. Now the way that you add an additional type of content or just an additional file or files into a lesson that already has some content in it is using this attach file button on the text editor. And you hover over this button right here, and it will say attach file. Now, as I said before, this text editor box and the controls on it are in every single lesson. So in every single lesson that you create, it's possible to have multiple pieces of content and multiple types of content within that same lesson. Just use this attach files button to add that additional type of content. Now, I do have a PDF file to add here that complements this video, so I'm going to add it here. Just click the button. All right. I'm going to add this file, and it's uploading now. All right, it's in here. We're going to take a look in a second, but I just want to note here that another way to add an additional type of content or additional files that's equivalent to using the attach files button is just to drag and drop any files on your computer into the text editor window, the text editor box here. Once you drop this file in here, it will get uploaded into this lesson. Now we're going to preview this in just a sec, but right before we do that, I'm going to adjust the spacing here slightly. Now you see this when we go preview this. So the PDF file that we just uploaded, that's going to appear as a link to your students, and they click the link, the PDF file opens. Now right below the link is going to be this text that you're seeing here. So you're going to see it pretty much just like you see it here in the text editor. And this text, which we said could be additional lesson content in the form of text, whatever it is, it's going to show up just like you see here, which means that it's going to be up right underneath, directly underneath the link to the PDF. So I like to put some spacing for clarity and so that it's easier for your students to see what's actually here and find what they're looking for. So I like to use headings. Now, if I were doing this for real, I would call this out in the video. I would say, look for this summary diagram below the video. It's a PDF. And so I'm going to type here summary diagram for reference. All right. I'm going to add some spacing for this additional text below. And I'm going to use this as additional lesson content. I'm going to say action steps to take based on what you saw in the video. All right, here's the first step. All right, again, this is just a hypothetical example. What I want to do is just illustrate that you can really do anything you want here in terms of typing out additional lesson content for your students. All right, now be sure to save this, bottom right corner, the button, and let's go preview this. All right, hit the 3 dots button, view as customer. All right, click into lesson 1. All right, here's the video. We saw this before. And right below the video, there's the heading summary diagram for reference, and right below that, here's the link to the PDF. And there's some white space below to set apart the next section, which is additional lesson content in the form of text, action steps to take, heading, and then below here the steps 1, step 2, step 3. All right, now let's go and click on the PDF. Opens nicely. And this is just a PDF that I've used before, just using for demo purposes here. All right, everything works fine. Close that. So that's what it looks like. And again, you can add, because there's no limit to how much you put in the text editor. Be sure to take advantage of it if you do have additional lesson content for your students. All right then. Click this away. All right, next I'm going to add a few more lessons, and with each one I'm going to upload a type of content that I haven't uploaded yet. so you can see what that looks like. All right, first up, I'm going to upload an audio file, an MP3 file, make this an audio lesson. So come down right below our section and add new lesson. And again, anytime you want to upload a media file of any type, a video file, an audio file, you want to choose add files. So I'm going to do that. All right, I want to choose this file. And it's uploading now. All right, it's just done uploading, and I'm going to click into it. And just like every other kind of lesson, I want to enter a lesson name. All right, I'm going to say good audio content to listen to while running. That's my title. File is already uploaded, and again, a short description of what this lesson is about. All right, I pasted in something I prepared. So scroll down below, and these are the same two options for every lesson that we create. I'm going to have this lesson visible to my students, and I'm not going to enable preview for this lesson. And I'm just going to hit save, bottom right corner. All right, let's preview this lesson. There's more than one way to preview a lesson. So if you scroll down, all the lessons within a given section is going to be listed under the name of the section. And this is the audio lesson that we just created. And to the right of this audio lesson, as well as to the right of every other lesson, and also to the right of the section, they're going to have their own 3 dots button, the ellipsis button. So the 3 dots button right next to our audio lesson, if we click that, the first option on this menu is view lesson. And let me just run through the other options. You can copy lesson link if that's what you want to do. You can enable public preview of this lesson. You can download the file within this lesson. You can set the lesson as hidden, and the last option is you can delete this lesson. All right, we want to preview it, so I'm going to do view lesson. Now this audio file is in the audio player, just like you see everywhere else where an audio file is ready to play. There's the play button there. So we just hit it.
Hello everyone, it's Celebrity Vocal.
All right, this is just an example audio MP3 file that I have. All right, I don't know if you could hear it just now. It's a person talking on this MP3 file that I'm using, and it sounded perfectly fine. Now, before I close this preview, just want to note that right below the audio player, there's a download link. So your students can download this MP3 file if they wanted to. All right, I'm going to close this preview. All right, next I'm going to create a new section. We only have one section so far. So to create our second section, we're going to use the handy Add New Section button below our first section here. All right, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because this is the same fields that we've entered before when we created the first section, and it's all pretty self-explanatory. All right, the section's name, then the description for the section. All right, I just pasted this in, and these are text descriptions that I've prepared ahead of time. And below that, again, if I wanted to delay this section, and for this example course, I want my students to have access to the whole course right away. So I'm done here, hit save. All right, section created. And here's our second section. So for the first lesson in section 2, I'm going to create a coaching session. And as you can imagine, what this is for is if your course includes one-on-one coaching sessions with you, then when your student gets to this coaching lesson within the curriculum, they'll be able to go ahead and book a time with you for the coaching session. Now, what this coaching lesson does is to present an appointment scheduling calendar interface to your students. And as you would know if you use an appointment scheduling app yourself, that the appointment scheduling calendar presents times when you're available. So only during those times could your students book an appointment with you. And the key benefit here, of course, is that the scheduling of the coaching sessions are done in an automated way, so you don't have to be manually involved, as in having to play phone tag with your students to get the coaching sessions scheduled. All right, let's go ahead and create this coaching session. So add new lesson, click in here, and this time we choose add coaching. And for the title of the coaching session, I'm gonna just go with Marathon Training Coaching Session. All right, and then below it will ask me for the appointment booking calendar link, and I have a Calendly link. I'm gonna paste it right here. All right, a really short description here. All right, you can book your coaching sessions with me here. Then our two options. I definitely want students to be able to view this lesson, and I don't want site visitors to be able to preview this lesson, so I'm done here. All right, scroll down to the three dots button right next to the, or to the right of the lesson, and let's preview it. All right, so when your students click into this coaching session lesson, they'll see this booking calendar. All right, this is a calendar interface from Calendly, which I use, and they can go in there to book a session with me. Now I'm going to close this and go back into the coaching session lesson, the settings page that we were just on. All right, so this is what I meant to mention to you. Podia supports these 4 appointment scheduling apps. They're Calendly, SavvyCal, Acuity, and You Can Book Me. So for these 4 apps, if you use them, you have the booking calendar link and you paste them here. The appointment scheduling calendar interface that you saw just a second ago, that will appear to the students, so they can click in there to start the process of scheduling a coaching session with you. Now, if you're using a scheduling app other than these 4, this will absolutely still work for you. Just paste your booking calendar URL here, and instead of showing that calendar interface to your students, Podia will show a button that says make appointment or something along those lines. Your students will click through to your booking page and be able to schedule their coaching session with you there. All right, so that's the lesson for booking a coaching session with you. All right, the next lesson I'm going to create is under section 2, add new lesson. So the remaining 2 types of content I haven't created yet is add embed and add quiz. I'm going to walk you through those 2, starting with add embed for this next lesson. Now, embed means embedded media, and it's just various types of media files that are hosted on a third-party service rather than sitting on your computer hard drive. So that means, for example, it could be you have a video hosted on YouTube or Vimeo. You have an MP3 file hosted on, say, Spotify, or you have an Office document that's in your Google Drive. So anything that's hosted on a third-party service rather than sitting on your computer. All right, so just click Add Embed here. All right, the usual name of the lesson. Training session checklist, I'm going to say. Then it asks you for the link of the embedded file. I'm going to put the link to a deck of slides I have on my Google Drive. All right, below, something short and sweet for the description. All right, then our familiar 2 options. I want this lesson to be visible to my students, and I don't want to preview this to my site visitors. So I'm done and click Save. All right, back down here next to the lesson, 3 dots button and View Lesson. All right, this appears as a link to your students. All right, and now let's click the link. And this goes to this set of slides on my Google Drive. All right, this works fine. Let me close this. All right, let's close this out. All right, I'm going to add a quiz for this section. So underneath the section's name, add new lesson again, and choose add quiz. All right, the same old drill by now. Name of the quiz. So this is naming the quiz. All right, section 2 quiz. Something short and sweet for the description. This is also where you can give instructions to your students on how to answer the questions below. All right, then you scroll down and where it says add new question, the plus symbol. All right, you want to hit that. Then this is actually fairly self-explanatory, but you're going to really give your students one or more multiple choice questions for this quiz. And so you type in the question in the question field, and in the answers, you type out 3 or more answers. You can add new answers here, even though it shows just choices A, B, and C for the answers here. And you mark the right choice, and the other ones you want to mark wrong, obviously. So I have a couple of questions prepared. First one is, what's the best type of fabric for your running shoes? All right, and possible answers are polyester, nylon, spandex. What do you guys think? What's the best type of fabric for running shoes for running a marathon? I actually did some research on this one. All right, the right answer is nylon. So click polyester wrong, spandex wrong. All right, and make sure you click the create question button. It says question created, and then hit new question for your next question. Right, how much distance does it take to break in a new pair of running shoes? This is how much distance do you have to wear it running for your new running shoes to feel good and not feel stiff against your feet like a new pair of shoes can feel. All right, first answer, 100 to 150 feet. All right, shoes will feel broken in after running a marathon. Last answer is 5 to 10 miles. All right, again, what do you guys think is the right answer here? Again, your choices are 100 to 150 feet after running one marathon and 5 to 10 miles. All right, the correct answer is C, 5 to 10 miles. And again, be sure to click wrong for the other answers that are wrong. Create question. Now I'm going to stop at 2 questions. You can, of course, create however many you like. Now I actually can't show you a preview of the quiz because quizzes can't be previewed. For a quiz, what you want to do is there's no save button at the bottom. You just hit done at the top right corner here. Now, as I scroll down to the right of section 2 quiz, again, the 3 dots button, the view lesson is grayed out. I can't click on it. It's not an active option. And when I hover over it, it just says what I just mentioned. Quizzes cannot be previewed. All right, but at least I've just walked you through how to create the quiz. All right, let's take one more look at our course structure here. Now, I've added 2 sections and 2 lessons in section 1 and 2 lessons and 1 quiz in section 2. So let's take a look at our course as a student would see it. Again, you can go in to do this a number of ways. We just go back out here to the top 3 dots button, view as customer. All right. So this is the whole course as they sign into the course area. Training for your first marathon, choose your running shoes, first section, 2 lessons, it tells them, and we'll just click through each one. Here's the video. Email marketing services are available, and also below the video, there's a PDF link. Here's the PDF. All right, click it close, and there's more lesson content in the form of text, these action steps to take. Then on the left side, there's our course navigation menu. And let's go to the next lesson. In this section, it's an audio section. You can play the audio.
Hello, everyone. It's Celebrity.
All right, everything sounds good. Nothing else in this lesson. And again, use the navigation to the left. We'll navigate onto our second section. And when you just click on the section, it tells you how many lessons and the names of the lessons, and basically show you how the section is organized. So the first lesson in section 2 is our coaching session. Shows the booking calendar for your students to go ahead and make the appointment with you for your coaching session. Next lesson, this is just an embed to a Google Slides file that I have on my Google Drive. And finally, our quiz, which we can't preview. So it says start quiz, and maybe because of the interactive nature of this, you're not able to preview it. But again, you've seen how to create the quiz, and everything is pretty self-explanatory. All right, then, let me close our preview. So now we've been able to build out our course structure in its entirety, create the sections in our course, and the lessons within those sections, all on Podia's free plan. The only thing that you can't do, and it's an important thing, of course, is that on the free plan, you can't publish your course so that it's visible on your Podia site and on your course's sales page so that people can buy it. Now, just to show you, there's a purple publish button on your course's main page, which is what we're on right now. And clicking on the publish button, the publish option on the drop down is grayed out because we're on the free plan. Now, the one thing that you can do on the free plan is pre-launch your course, which means launch an email capture landing page. And on that landing page, you're basically drumming up excitement and anticipation and collecting interested audience members' email addresses so that when you are ready to launch your course, you notify them by email. All right, now Podia to me is one of the most user-friendly platforms when it comes to building out your course structure and uploading your course content. One of the things I really like about Podia is that you can put any digital content into your course on Podia, whether that digital file is on your computer somewhere or hosted on a third-party service. And we've seen this throughout my walkthrough here on this video. Via that text editor interface, you can attach any kind of digital content, any type of digital file, and put that into your lesson. And again, you can build out your course and do everything I've walked through in this video on this free plan. So if you're looking for an online course platform to try out on this free plan, to me, Podia is a great option. All right, so that's my walkthrough of how to build your online course on Podia. Now, once you have your course all built out, the next thing that you need to work on is your course's sales page. Now, Podia gives you a good head start in doing that because it generates a default sales page for every course that you build on Podia. Now, that default sales page pulls in the information that you've given it in the process of building your course, like your course's title and also your course's curriculum. But by itself, it's still not a compelling and effective sales page. And since you put all that effort into creating your course, you deserve to have just as awesome a sales page for your course as your course itself. Now, specifically, the default sales page that Podia generates doesn't have the benefits of your course listed. It also doesn't list any of the features of your course, and it doesn't show any testimonials from your past students or from anyone who thinks you've done a great job. And as you know, social proof is critical for online courses. Now, these are just a few of the elements that the default sales page doesn't have. So I've put together a video where I walk you through step by step how to take the default sales page that Podia generates and adds key sections, and most importantly, customize each key section with marketing elements that will optimize the effectiveness of your sales page. so that your final finished sales page is compelling and it makes your audience members feel strongly about buying your course. Now I put the link to that video about making a compelling, effective course sales page on Podia in the descriptions below this video, so be sure you check that out. Now below this video is also this red subscribe button, so if you found any of this information helpful, be sure to go ahead and click that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and also click the bell right next to it so that you don't miss any notification whenever I post a new video that will have helpful information on how to conquer the tech aspects of creating and selling your online course. Alright, now thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.